can tell, I've got a little raspiness going on in my voice. It may not even sound like it, but I'm not really feeling my best this morning. But for you guys, I thought I'm going to get on here and not address this issue, but just ask you guys, what do you think about this? This morning, I took a little bit of cold medicine because I really was feeling real yucky. So excuse this if it just sounds really really bad, or if it sounds normally, then whatever. I actually had one family out there to comment and said, if I didn't bring attention to some of the flaws going around, she wouldn't have paid any attention to it either. So I guess I better stop doing that. I probably won't. Anyway, got a question. My brother was here this morning, and he's going to come back to pressure wash our house because after the winter it really looks bad. And then we had to have a tree removed in the backyard because it just kept dropping this like black sap all over the back patio, and I stopped putting patio furniture back there because of the same reason. So hopefully we'll moving forward for the summer, we may be able to do a little setup of me getting some more patio furniture out there or not. But anyway, my question is, would you hire a relative to do a job for you? Some people say that they won't because it's like, okay, so what happens if they mess it up, or what happens if they don't show up for the job? What do you pay them up front? Those kind of questions. But later on, I'm going to show you. Hopefully, I'll be able to get out there and let you see Mr. Watkins in action doing his job. But I did have another relative earlier this year or last year that I'd hired on to do some work, and it didn't work out on my end because I didn't look at his fine print. He was very detailed as to what he charged for this and that, and somehow I overlooked something. So we ended that business relationship amicably because he's a professional, and so am I. So he got it. He understood what I did not understand, and he did say, "Well, if you need me in the future, just give me a call back." So I mean, that was awesome, and it was a great job. But all relationships, or should I say, job ventures with family doesn't end up that way. Sometimes it ends up breaking up a whole family because of someone either not doing a good job and still wanting to get paid, or doing a good job or a great job and not getting paid because the relative figures, okay, you're my relative, so why should I have to pay you? Yeah, everybody does a job for, well, not everybody, but most of the time when somebody's in in a business, they want to get paid. So where do you draw the line with that? Let me know. Put some comments down there. Have you ever hired a relative to do a job for you? Big job, small job, however, accounting, what have you. Have you ever hired a relative to do that? This is, like I said, my second time doing this. So, and this is my brother, and he and we've we know each other. So he knows what I expect, and vice versa. He knows that he expects to be paid. So anyway, he's out there with Sherman now, my husband, getting that job done. But I just thought, let me just ask you a question. Would you ever do that? So just even if you had to let that relative go, how would you let that relative go? Comment below and tell me, what would you do, or some people really would just let their relative go on to continue to do that job just to keep the peace, and it makes sense. But is it falsification? Is it making that person think that what they're doing is actually valuable and it's not? And let's get on this other thing. Let's say if you have a relative who's always asking for a handout, or help, or financial help, or whatever it is, would you actually find odd jobs around your house or somewhere else for them to do in order to justify giving them that amount of money, or what? That's another thing. comment below. Let me know, what you would do in that sense. Because some people, they always give out, and then that person never returns anything. Should you do somewhat contract to say, okay, I'm going to give you this amount of money, but only after you do this, that, or the other? Or if it's an emergency situation, would you, let's say if it's a bill, if they had an electric bill, maybe their power, was going to be cut off or whatever, and you went and actually paid that amount and told them they needed to work it off. What happens if you did that and they didn't show up to where you wanted them to help out, or even if it's raking leaves, or helping you to trim your hedges, or maybe there's a job inside the house, painting or something like that, you may need assistance with. And what if you went ahead and paid that person's bill and they never showed up for that job? How could you justify that? I mean, would it be the fact of, okay, the next time I'm just not going to help you? Or because I don't think there's any other recourse that you could do. It's not like you can just go after them and take them to court. Hey, I paid their electric bill and they didn't show up to rake my yard. So what? How would you handle that? Just asking for a friend. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd jump on here right quick just to see how you felt about that. And like I said, later on, I'm gonna take you outside so you can meet Mr. Watkins out here doing what he does. So I'll come back on a little later, and by that time maybe you would have some questions or some comments or something that you want to share with me, or maybe share a story with me. Share a story with me as to some of your experiences that you've had with this, and I'm not gonna say issue, with this situation. So anyway, I will be back in a few. Hey guys, so we're gonna go outside to see what Mr. Watkins is up to. There he is, hard at work. Good morning, Mr. Watkins. We're just coming out here to see what you're doing. It looks like he's just getting to those eaves out there or something. But anyway, we'll probably do a little talk with him a little later. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off for now. Okay guys, so Randy Watkins from our Pro Wash LLC Pressure Washing has completed the job. Well, actually he's still working on a few things, and he did a pretty good job. I'm pleased. So I think he's in the backyard working on something else right now. But anyway, just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a follow through on what he did. Talk with you later. Hey guys, so I'm back, and I'm just going to do a little follow up to the services that Mr. Watkins did as far as our pressure washing. So he did a pretty good job. So I'm gonna kudos to you, Mr. Watkins. And along with this, I'm just gonna do a little. It's not really a follow up, but someone asked me a question. If I actually would consider adding this to our channel, and this is the question. And it's going to come from, I'm going to say he's a great Southern man. And this is out to you, Mr. Johnathan Cross. This was your question, and I'm going to put it just the way you put it to me. Ms. Ruthie, will you ever think about putting jokes on your channel? I can come up with some jokes for you if you need some jokes on your channel. Anyway, to you, Jonathan Cross, if you want to do some jokes on our channel, I'm going to let you do that. And you'll be the professional in that area. But as far as for me to do it, no, that's not for me. But we'll when we get to Cross Resurrection Motors and we go and look at some golf carts that you have on your lot, we're gonna see how many jokes you have for the channel, for the people. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.